Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Gadigal people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, February 9. In Squiz Kids Today, hope amid the rubble in Turkey, Japan's wearable beanbag, the very busy woodpecker, and LeBron is the GOAT. That's what's making news, kid style.
The lowdown.
You've probably seen reports on TV about the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria, and either seen video of or heard reports about the devastation that has been caused there. And it's pretty confronting stuff, meaning it's a lot for little minds to process. Which is why, when amidst all the destruction and the thousands of people who have lost their lives or now find themselves homeless, there comes a story that brings a little bit of hope. It's worth highlighting. And there were two such stories that emerged yesterday. One involved a newborn baby who was pulled from the pile of debris that was her parents' apartment block. Born in the midst of the worst earthquake the region has ever seen, she nevertheless beat the odds to emerge unscathed. The other involved a young man who used social media to help rescuers find him trapped in the rubble. Buried under concrete, but miraculously unharmed, he posted a video to his friends describing which building he and his family were trapped in, only to be freed hours later by rescuers. Meanwhile, here in Australia, members of the Turkish and Syrian communities rallied, setting up collection points for blankets, linen, food, and emergency supplies which they plan to send to their home countries. Hundreds of aid workers and specialist rescue teams from countries all over the world are also arriving in Turkey and Syria to lend a helping hand. The good people of Norfolk Island off the coast of New South Wales were yesterday battening down the hatches as a tropical storm off the coast of Queensland threatened to develop into a cyclone and smash into their island community. And it's not the only cyclone threatening to form off Australia's coast, with another one brewing off the northwest coast of WA. Welcome to cyclone season, people. Buckle up, we could be in for a bumpy old ride.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Okazaki City in Japan, where, possibly, the world's comfiest outfit has been invented. The Japanese have long been known for inventions which improve our leisure time. Think CDs, DVDs, jet skis, even sushi. But one company may have reached the pinnacle of relaxation tech with, wait for it, the wearable beanbag. Beanbags, known as bead cushions in Japan, are the height of relaxation. Why waste time pulling out a chair when you can don your wearable beanbag, sit snugly anywhere, and even have a spot to rest your book or tablet? Bonus! The inventors say their goal is to ruin people, meaning they'll never want to stand up again. Sign me up. Just make sure to keep away from anything sharp, I'd suggest. After all, you wouldn't want to spring a leak. And yes, of course, there are links to photos and videos of the beanbag in your episode notes.
Animal Kingdom.
Speaking of making yourself as plump as possible, a pest controller in the United States has gotten the shock of his life after finding more than 300 kilograms of acorns inside the wall of a house, stored there by an industrious woodpecker preparing for winter. You've heard of squirrels and chipmunks storing food for winter, right? But did you know woodpeckers do that too? A woodpecker, for those of you too young to remember Woody the Woodpecker, which is pretty much all of you and probably some of your parents and teachers too, is a bird that has a really strong, sharp beak which it uses to drill holes in things. I've stuck a link to the opening titles of the Woody the Woodpecker show in today's episode notes to give you an idea. Seems that this particular woodpecker banged a hole into the chimney of a house in California and started storing acorns, which are little nuts. Thousands and thousands of acorns. So many, in fact, that when the pest controller cut a hole in the wall, they flowed out and filled up the entire room. I've stuck a link to video and photos of the remarkable find in today's episode notes. Prepare to be amazed. Aha! The Classroom Companion Clarion, indicating that today's classroom activity sheets are tied to this item in the podcast. And today, we're having a pronoun party, and everyone's invited. If you're a teacher and you haven't yet signed up to receive our free classroom resources, put together each day by Squiz Kids' very own in-house teachers, Christy and Amanda, then look lively and sign up quick sticks via our website, squizkids.com.au. There's also a link in today's episode notes.
Sport time.
With one successful shot at the basket in an otherwise ordinary game against the Oklahoma Thunder, LA Lakers star LeBron James yesterday became the highest scoring player in the history of the NBA. With only 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter of yesterday's match, LeBron sank the basket that clocked up his 38,388th point in NBA competition. The NBA, for those of you who aren't confirmed ballers, is the big basketball competition in America, the most prestigious league in the world. LeBron yesterday overtook the previous record holder, All-Star Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But while Abdul-Jabbar took 1,560 games to get to his 38,387 points, LeBron managed to overtake him in a comparatively tiny 1,400 games. What a legend.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sort of bird stored over 300 kilograms of acorns in a wall cavity in California? Yeah, that's right, it was a woodpecker. Question number 2. In which country has a wearable beanbag been invented? Yeah, you got it, it's Japan. Question number 3. Name the island off the coast of New South Wales that was battening down yesterday for a possible cyclone. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about Norfolk Island.
Shout-outs.
It's February 9. Today is the first day of the first test against India for the Australian cricket team, where all eyes, it seems, will be on the pitch. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. James from Abbotsford and Kelly from Gymea. And belated birthday wishes go to Sophia from Campbelltown, Seamus from Mossman, Theodore from Balcombe Hills, Zachary from Happy Valley, Jemima from Mernda, Riley from Bathurst, Daniela from Abbotsford, and Lucas, Matthew, Liam and Summer, who are all from Junee. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 2A and Ms Nawabi at Australian International Academy in Kellyville, Class 6W and Mr Worth at Cherrybrook Public School, Class 5-6M and Mr Messine at Mandama Primary School in Geelong, Class 6S and Mr Schumacher at Dysart Primary School, and Class 3 Key and Mrs Morley Davies at Floraville Public School. And finally, a special shout out to Yuan in Taiwan, who wrote to us to say that she's been so inspired by Squiz Kids that she started doing a kids news podcast in Mandarin over there in Taiwan. Way to go, Yuan. We'll be sure to check it out. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.